Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life of a Travel Writer. I actually don't remember what blog it is because I have been off the wagon for a little bit, but it is September 3rd. Oh my god, I don't remember the last time I posted a vlog, which is not good. So I'm getting back on the horse. I have posted a couple of YouTube videos because I started doing the Life of a Travel Writer podcast where I interview female travel writers that have traditionally published travel memoirs. So that is going. I have 5 episodes as of right now. I'm posting the 4th one, so now I have to start doing more interviews again. But yeah, so we're getting back on the horse. We left off, I think I was in Germany in August, and then I went to see my brother for my 34th birthday, and then we went to Azores for a conference, which was really great. Azores was not on my travel destination. It was not on my plan. Though now that I think about it, most places were not on my plan because my plan was to just move back to Rome, and then I met my partner and now we travel full time together. So that is where I am with that. We got engaged in June, which I think I talked about, but yeah. So now we're here in Ireland. We just got here on Sunday, and we are here because I am going to my first travel conference. Oh no, sorry, it'd be my second. So I went to the Women in Travel Summit in May in New York, and now I am going to the travel blogging conference in Donegal. It's my first travel blogging conference, so I am excited for that. Looking forward to it. Hopefully something comes out of it. So I have been doing these interviews, which have been great, but also I realized that I have interviewed 5 women now, and most of them had some kind of writing ability before they started their book. So I started with Bridget, who is the author of The River's Daughter, and she was a copywriter. So she started out as a river guide and then started doing travel writing, and then was a copywriter for Patagonia for a real long time. But it did take her 22 years to publish her book, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact of it has to deal with childhood trauma, and she had to say some not so nice things about her parents. So that was, and we talk about that in the podcast, and one of the reasons why it took her so long to write the book. And a lot of it had to do with therapy and everything like that. And I think she said it took her about 8 edits before it was good enough to be seen and picked up and everything like that. And then my second guest was Kristen Newman, who is the author of What I Was Doing While You Were Breeding, who is actually a comedy writer, and she is and screenplay writer and everything like that. She did the script, one of the writers for That 70s Show, which I am a really big fan of That 70s Show. And the book is not for everyone. You have to have a certain sense of humor for the book, but I do enjoy it. And then my third interview, oh no, I'm sorry. My second interview was with Janice, who is the author of Paris Letters. And she was a copywriter in California before she decided to take a year sabbatical and figure out how to make art her full-time, and travel around Europe. And I love that book. I've read that book like 6 times at this point, and I think it came out in 2015, and I found it in 2016 when I was working for F. Schumacher. And I desperately wanted to move back to Italy, and it's one of the books that inspired me to go to grad school in Rome. So that was an important interview for me, and so she was a copywriter, so she had the book done before they even requested it because of the fact that that is what she did as a profession. And then it was Kristen, and then today I'm releasing the interview with Jan Branch, who is the author of The French Ingredient, and she has a background in finance and banking. She is from the US, but then moved to London for work, to work in the banking field, and then she moved to Paris, and then at some point realized banking was no longer her passion, and then she opened up a French baking school, and it takes her through the business journey aspect of that. So it is a travel memoir because she is an expat, but I also enjoy it because it's from a business side. There's not a lot of romance in that book, and I do appreciate that. She kept things very separate, so I really loved that conversation because I did ask her if she got a lot of pushback from that, which she did. So yeah, and then I interviewed Jen from Jen on a Jet Plane, and she did her first book is 12 trips in 12 months, I believe. I hope I'm not getting that wrong. But, and that was really important because she was a lawyer and she is now a full-time travel blogger. So that conversation was really important for me. I took a lot of takeaways from that. And so, yeah, so that is where I am with the interviews. I do have to start emailing more women and doing follow-ups because I ran out of people to interview, so I need to do more of that, and I want to keep the series going because I think it's important, not just for myself but for other women and other individuals who want to write travel memoirs. And people always talk about the book, but they don't often talk about the struggle and the journey before the book gets published. So yes, so I'm going to keep moving forward on that. I do want to do a vlog, well, not a vlog because we're already out of Azores, but I would like to make a video on Azores. I have realized now that I'm out of practice that I am not a very good vlogger. I don't know if it's the equipment or I don't know, because I really like to be in the moment, and we were traveling with friends, so it's, I'm not very good at filming in public or talking in public, so that is something that I would like to get better at. But also at the end of the day, I also want to make these videos so that I have something to look back on later in life. So yes, so we shall see if I can improve the style of my filming. And then also I am still working on my sample chapters. I've sent a few to my literary agent and they are not good enough. So I was kind of in a slump because I wasn't really sure what kind of angle I should try for the next round. So I think now I have a different angle that I would like to try, and I'm going to see how that goes. But as of next month, it will be a year since I signed on with my literary agent, and in January, it'll be a year since I sent him my first pages. It was either January or February I sent him my first pages. So I would like to move the process further. So I am considering maybe getting some type of assistance, a writing coach or something. So after I send him the next version of this chapter, if it is not up to par, I am going to have to ask him about getting assistance because I would like to move forward on this project. So yeah. So that is where we are with the book proposal, with the podcast, and then I'm very excited about the travel blogging exchange conference. I have my expectations of going. I don't have any expectations, but my point is to bring up my blog, to bring up that I'm doing this podcast, and to bring up that I am working on my first travel memoir, and I'm hoping by bringing up those when I meet people, I'll either find someone to help me or something like that. So yes, so that's where we are at the moment. And we're in Ireland, and I'm very excited. We did a walking tour yesterday, and I just realized how much I forgot about Ireland in terms of the city and the history, and I really love Dublin. I think because I like most cities in general, but there's just something about Dublin that I really, really enjoy. So I am very excited to be here, very excited to, I'm working on a blog post for Azores, and then I'm working on a blog post for Dublin, and I'm trying to work on my domain authority. I think that's one of the reasons that my blog has not been doing very well in terms of views, is because of the fact that I do not have any domain authority, so Google is not pushing out my content as much. I have started doing more Pinterest work, and focusing on my SEO and things like that. So I know it takes time. I know when I talked to Teresa, who runs her blog, and I met her in Oaxaca last year, she said it took about 2 years for it to be able to monetize off of it and be sustainable. So I am just working on that, and the one thing is I don't plan on quitting. Even if I end up finding a job doing something else, I'm going to continue using my blog, because I think it's an important thing to have in this day and age, and just the way the world is going. So, and because I have my photographs that I sell online, so I'm still going to use it, even if I can't monetize off of it or anything like that. That is the long-term goal, because I would like to work for myself and be flexible and be able to make content that helps individuals. So yeah, so that is where we are at the moment, and I'm going to try to start working on better content in terms of, making it more, not just aesthetically appealing, but also building on my creative endeavors. I think it would be a good thing to, try out different things and see how it goes. So yes, so thank you for listening and hanging out with me, and I think this is vlog 23. I don't know, I have to check. 24, it might be vlog 24. I think we should just check instead of making up numbers. God bless you to myself. Oh no, it is 23. Okay, yeah. The last time was a month ago. Wow, a month in Germany. So yeah, that's where we're at. We are making new moves. We were getting back on the horse. I'm still grateful that I posted 3, and now I'm going to post 4 podcast episodes. And yeah, that's all you can do, is keep moving forward. So thank you for hanging out with me, and I shall see you soon. Bye.